she doesn't learn. You know, as Kotaku's senior editor, it seems like she spends more time on Twitter complaining to people than she does doing her own job at Kotaku. Aren't they supposed to be like reviewing games now? Like making game guides, like 10 guides a week or something like that. She seems like she's trying to pick a fight more times than not. So when does she find time to do her job? But anyway, no rest for the wicked. CEO Thomas Mahler teaches Kotaku senior editor Alyssa Mercante how making video games works after she attacked him as a wee head. Because YouTube, they'll let straight up they'll allow you to show straight up like nudity on here, but if I say a few bad words, oh, can't monetize. Thomas Mahler, CEO of Moon Studios, is currently developing No Rest for the Wicked, gave senior editor Alyssa Mercante a quick lesson on how developing video games works. Yeah, we just read that. It's in the title. So basically, it starts with this woman. Hey, folks. Hey, new folks. I'm Ray. I work in the gaming industry in UX, R&D, and game production. I worked on various software and hardware for Xbox. I now work as an independent media producer and had the privilege of working on the Dota Internationals 2023 and other gaming media projects. So he comes in with I'm the director behind both Ori games, and I don't know who you are and how you are affiliated with Ori. I mean, seems reasonable. You're claiming to have worked with them, and they're like, I don't even know who you are. Like, who exactly are you? I worked with Xbox User Research. I was the URA for Global Publishing during 2018 to 2020. Nice to meet you. That could explain it. I didn't want to cause you any trouble. I saw that you were posting that you had worked on Ori, and I had no idea who you are. Since you're calling people names online, I thought it was important to inform people that you never actually worked for Moon Studios, and that you didn't ever directly engage with anyone at Moon. So, I mean, he didn't say anything wrong. And then, of course, Miss I'm looking for attention constantly instead of doing my own job as Kotaku's senior editor. You're a wee head. And then he comes in with the Thanos of, I don't even know who you are. And then she tries to get him with this gotcha moment, because that's what she thought it was. Mercante then reminded him that she worked for Kotaku, ran a hit piece written by Ethan Gotch against Moon Studios and Mahler back in 2022. Maybe you forget. Mahler sometimes argued with the veterans that he brought in, and he changed his mind on the decisions that they made and would overrule them. Basically, it's just talking about exactly what happens when you're producing a game. You have ideas, you try implementing them, only to find out that, oh, gee, it doesn't work as well as we thought it would. Let's try something new. There's nothing. This isn't the gotcha moment that you think. Let's see if I can find the actual text from him. Or not text, but tweet from him. All right, so, oh, here's the whole thread. Okay, so the person, the other woman, nice to meet you all. He's the one who limited for whatever reason. At first, when I read it, I thought she said this, I thought he said, I know you are, but what am I? Or like, I know you are. Because I just looked at it quickly. I know you are. I didn't see the don't who. I just saw I know you are. Hey, Alyssa. You're apparently a journalist from Kotaku, so I'm guessing you haven't worked in actual game development yet. Let me try to explain this, explain the thing you posted about, which I'm guessing was from the hit piece from a few years back. Yes, I'm guilty of what's stated in that image, and that's okay, because this is normal creative process. We brought in a lot of veterans into lots of veterans into Moon, because generally great people want to get the opportunity to work on great projects, and that's our goal at Moon. We always set out to create the kind of games that we'd love to play ourselves. That fill some hole in the market because for some reason these holes haven't been filled yet. Ah, that's what she said. And so we're all incredibly passionate about what we do. With great talent comes great responsibility. With great talent comes lots of enthusiasm and passion, which absolutely leads to arguments. Yeah, because everyone's got their own ideas that they think are right and they want them implemented, but it's like Highlander, there can only be one. There can only be one. I don't even think people even remember Highlander. When did Highlander even come out? Sorry, this was too good. So, 1986 is when about the film series all about the immortal folk who chop off each other's heads. (1991) release date. I mean, they're not wrong because there can only be one. Lieutenant Diane. But that's a great. Well, describe the movie to me. What's the movie about? It's about a bunch of immortal people who chop off each other's heads. Like, why? Because there can only be one. Uh but yeah, the part of the process, you're bouncing ideas off each other, see what works, see what doesn't. Some some just stay on paper, some get implemented, and then sometimes when those get implemented, you find that, oh gee, maybe it doesn't work as well as we thought. Back to the drawing board. I, I again, this is not the gotcha moment that Alyssa thought it was. So to the point, these arguments is trying to convince each other why this or that solution would be the best thing for the game we're making, and the best solution ought to win. Yeah, you don't want to implement some crap idea. I mean, you don't want to pull an Ubisoft or you know, Bethesda or EA or any of these other gaming companies where they just implement anything, no testing it to see if it's actually worth implementing or this or that. No, no. The whole point is to bounce ideas off each other, see what works. And if you can't find anything that works, or you want to make everyone happy, you all come to an agreement. You know, even though it may not be what some people want, some of their ideas might be able to work themselves into whatever it is that they're doing, even if it's not to the full extent of what that person wants. So, yeah, arguments are going to happen. But she wouldn't know this because everyone around her kisses her ass. Because she's a strong, powerful woman. Most of the times, the beauty behind these arguments is that everybody gets a chance to contribute, and more often than not, the actual solution will be one that ultimately everybody contributed to, because dealing with the very complex issues all the time and complex problems also need complex solutions. It is often a chaotic process, but it's controlled chaos. And yes, absolutely, every now and then I have to put my foot down and set the direction, because I'm the game director, and ultimately it's my responsibility to ensure that everyone knows where things are heading and that decisions get made. And yes, it has also happened that I agree to a certain decision, play tested some more, and changed the direction after. Again, to me, this is normal part of the process, and things get clearer and clearer the more stuff that gets implemented and the more we play and test. Yeah. Again, if it's like, oh yeah, we should implement this mechanic and it sounds great on paper, and then you have it in game, you're like, yeah, it doesn't work as well, and we could tweak this as much as we want. It's still not going to work very well. So it's like, it's part of making a game. To me, all this is just how creative work happens. It can be painful, but my job, like any good director, is to understand what's going on and make sure the right decisions get made, even if some work might get rendered useless in the process. I mean, that's what happens. Look at games and look at all the cut content. These people go into so much, take so much time to make all these levels and assets and this and that, and so much of it doesn't even get used. It's part of making a game. It's or movies like Lord of the Rings, where you have like freaking 4 hours or however many hours of just cut, deleted footage. That's what happens. That's what happens. You see a scene, a deleted scene, and it's like, well, it just, didn't have a purpose in the movie, or it didn't fit, or, we had to cut it due to time, and that's what happens. This woman is so used to getting her ass kissed by everyone that she doesn't know what it takes to actually be creative. You need arguments. You need to bounce ideas off each other. But everyone's just like, yes, Alyssa, you're the bestest, most awesomest here ever, and you are so stunning and brave. We have a few years back, we hired some folks that didn't really fit our culture, so we had to part ways with them, and this article happened. Wasn't a great feeling of see some ex-moon folks talk badly. Ooh, that breeze feels nice. Talk badly behind our backs, but ultimately it's just clear that these folks shouldn't have worked at Moon in the first place, and I hope they're happier now wherever they landed. I don't know why you're out here cursing out game developers and what your whole deal is, but I hope that you gave that game. But I hope that gave you some insight into the creative process and its messiness and beauty. I hope you have a nice day. Yours, Peepyhead. Alyssa, when she realizes she got completely outclassed by Thomas without even breaking a sweat. That's funny, they changed it to look like her. That's amazing. She hasn't even worked in journalism yet either. Oh, a lot of people that I know. We got Smash, we got Hypnotic, we got Savvy. How did she... But, bold of you to assume she'd read all of this. Yeah. He just stepped into a screeching minefield. These people brigade against anyone that dares question their narrative, regardless of how absurd or dishonest it is. It's some real 2 plus 2 equals 5. And it's okay when we do it. But yeah, she doesn't understand because she has people around her who just, they're yes men. She just constantly yes to her. Yes, yes, Alyssa. Yes, oh my God, you're so strong and brave. You know exactly what's right. But then she meets people online who don't take her crap. What he said throughout this little interaction, there's nothing. And this is the actual interaction. So it's not like it's being taken out of context. It's not like it was edited. No, this is what was posted. And then she just comes in with that. So you can't expect much from her. She's got no class at all. She's surrounded by people who just she can't even do her own job. She spends more time on Twitter doing this than she is doing her own job. So can't expect much from her. But either way, he just completely, however you want to put it, owned her, schooled her, uh, whatever word these kids are using these days. Uh, but just doesn't learn. Just doesn't learn. You'd think she'd get a slice of humble pie at some point, but nope. That pie could be forced down her throat, and she'd still be the same. But anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.